The feed flickers back to life. You're watching again, but something has changed. The laughter, the stage jokes, the confidence, all gone. 5 content creators entered the cabin to test their courage. And now, only shadows greet you. The cabin is alive with something unseen. The red live icon blinks, but it feels wrong, doubled, distorted. You can hear faint whispers between static bursts, almost forming words. The cameras capture more than just empty rooms, reflections that shouldn't exist, fleeting figures in the corner of your eye, and moments the group themselves never notice. Someone is still watching, and now so are you. You're about to see what happens when the challenge goes too far.
Welcome back to Silent Scream. If you caught the last episode, you know it didn't end well. The Ridge Pine cabin proved more than just haunted. It proved that sometimes the cameras aren't recording the ghosts. They're recording you. Tonight, we pick up where it left off. The group is still inside. The night is far from over, and the stream never stopped, even when it should have. So, settle in, turn off the lights, and remember, every sound, every shadow, every reflection could be more than it seems. Because in the cabin, what's watching you isn't always behind the camera, it's among them.
The cabin has shifted since the last night. Every shadow seems thicker, every floorboard groaning heavier. You feel it pressing against the walls, curling around corners. Eli's flashlight cuts through the gloom as he leads Ava down the narrow hallway toward the bedrooms. Each step echoes unnaturally, as if the cabin itself is listening. Dust drifts in slow, lazy swirls, catching in the beams of light like suspended stars. "Are you sure we should split up?" Ava whispers. Her voice trembles, though she tries to sound calm. Eli glances back. "It's fine. Just checking the rooms." Nothing weird as a sharp clatter interrupts him. A picture frame tumbles from the wall in the living room behind them. You jerked your gaze toward the noise, but the hallway is empty. The reflection in the cracked window shows a shadow behind Ava, fleeting and wrong. Just for a second. Gone when she spins around. Rhea stands by the entrance, fiddling with the camera on its tripod. Her hands shake and her knuckles turn white. To Mike picked up something again. I swear it whispered my name. Mason is in the kitchen, rifling through drawers for anything to steady his nerves. You see his reflection in the stainless steel of the sink, and behind him, a faint outline of a figure hunched in the corner. When he turns, nothing is there. Noah's eyes never leave the laptop. The live icon blinks steadily, but his gaze catches anomalies. 2 streams overlapping, both capturing angles he knows the cameras aren't pointing at. He mutters under his breath, typing commands rapidly, but the feed doesn't respond. You float with them through the cabin, seeing what they see. The subtle impossibilities, shadows that linger where no one stands, reflections that move independently, doors that creak even when untouched. Eli and Ava enter the first bedroom. A single bed, old and sagging, dominates the room. Dust motes swirl in the fading moonlight. Ava steps closer to the mirror on the wall. She freezes, staring into it. Something behind her moves just at the edge of her reflection. You see it too, a masked silhouette, watching. She spins. "Nothing. Did you see that?" She breathes. Eli shakes his head, trying to laugh it off. "It's just shadows. It's just shadows." Meanwhile, Rhea checks the camera monitors. She freezes, pointing. Guys, the cameras, there's someone on the feed, standing behind Eli and Ava, but they're not here. Mason stumbles back from the kitchen, a small metallic object clutched in his hand. I found this camcorder. Battery's alive. Who left it here? Noah looks up from the laptop. It's recording something. Something it shouldn't be. The angles, they're impossible. You follow Eli and Ava as they creep toward the second bedroom. The air feels heavier. The floorboards groan under each step. Every creak echoes like a warning. A faint whisper brushes against your perception. I see you. Ava shivers. Not again. Eli shines his light toward the corner. Shadows stretched unnaturally. One flickers across the wall, a tall, masked silhouette standing just beyond the room. She spins. Nothing. You notice how the cameras catch it anyway. Every subtle motion preserved, every impossible angle recorded. Back in the living room, Maria's voice trembles. The comms. Someone's talking through them. I didn't plug anything in. Static hisses faintly. Words barely intelligible. Your heart hammers along with theirs. Mason mutters that he wishes he wasn't alone anywhere. A cold draft skims your neck. You glance toward the hallway. A door creaks open slowly on its own. The light flickers. Noah finally speaks, voice tight. It's not a glitch. It's watching us, watching everything. The red live icon pulses, splitting for a moment into two overlapping symbols. Both streams capture what you can see and what you can't. You feel it then. The same presence from before. Patient, silent, observing, closer than you think. And just as Eli steps toward the hallway, a faint metallic scrape echoes through the cabin. From the corner of your eye, a shadow moves. You see it, the figure closer than before, but vanished when anyone looks directly. The tension thickens. Every sound, every whisper, every reflection makes you question reality. Every frame the camera catcher seems to hide a secret, one you can't unsee. And in this moment, the first member of the group to truly panic stumbles backwards, knocking over a chair. The sound reverberates like a gunshot in the quiet cabin. You realize the nightmare hasn't just returned. It's already inside.
The air grows thicker as the night deepens. You follow the group as they move through the cabin, every corner seemingly closer than it should be, every shadow stretching unnaturally. The creaks and whispers have become constant companions, subtle, almost polite, but unrelenting. Eli tightens his grip on the flashlight. His hands shake despite his attempts to appear calm. Ava follows closely, glancing at every mirror, every reflective surface. You notice that her reflection sometimes lingers a fraction longer than she does, a delayed echo that unnerves you. Rhea crouches near the monitors again, eyes wide. It's someone else on the feeds, behind us, watching. Mason freezes mid-step. We already saw that. It shouldn't be here. Noah types furiously, trying to regain control of the stream. He murmurs numbers and commands under his breath, but the feed seems to have a mind of its own. Two streams flicker in perfect synchronicity, showing angles no camera could possibly catch. And from both, shadows twist, reflections move against the laws of physics, and faint whispers coil through the static. Then it begins. Ava screams, sudden, sharp, raw. You spin to see her, pointing at the cracked window. Outside, the moonlight catches a movement, a silhouette that vanishes when anyone looks directly. Eli steps forward, but the figure is gone. The group tightens, paranoia setting in. Every glance toward one another is weighted with suspicion. A note appears on the floor, almost as if pushed there by invisible hands. Who's next? Noah picks it up, reading aloud. The paper is blank where ink should be, yet you can feel the threat in every word. Hours bleed into one another. The group's dynamics fracture. Voices rise, accusations fly. Shadows move behind them even when the lights are on. You see reflections in mirrors and windows that aren't theirs, movement just out of reach, impossibly fast. Then one member vanishes. You notice the absence before anyone else does. A subtle gap in the reflection, a missing breath in the static. Panic spreads. The cameras spin to capture frantic searching, shouts, doors banging, but the missing member is nowhere to be found. The whisper returns, louder, clearer. I'm still here. Rhea trembles. It's inside. It's among us. Eli's voice breaks. We're losing it. Wolves! Mason finds something. A mask. Old, eerie, perfectly preserved, lying on the couch. He freezes. His eyes flink to the others, suspicion and horror written across his face. The mask seems familiar somehow, too deliberate to be random. Noah points at the laptop. The stream shows something impossible. Footage of the missing member sitting still in a corner, staring directly at the camera. But the camera is elsewhere. The cabin's walls feel like they're closing in. Dust swirls, light flickers. Every creak, every groan, every reflection makes your skin crawl. You can almost hear it laughing beneath whispers. Finally, it happens. The confession. The camera focuses on the remaining group. One voice, distorted, calm, yet terrifying, speaks clearly through the mic. You thought it was the cabin, the ghosts, the stream, but it's always been me, watching, waiting, all of it for you. The words hang in the air, echoing through the microphones and your own ears. The remaining members freeze. Their fear is palpable. Then the feed glitches. Static bursts. The room disappears. Only faint whispers remain. You're left staring at the screen, heart hammering, knowing the confession came live. You never see the speaker. You don't know who they are. But one thing is certain. The nightmare is not over. The cabin, the shadows, the cameras, all continue to watch, and this dream never ends.